Why weren't the police called? Why? Why is this going on?
Last year, Maioriello went to work as a caregiver at Heck Developmental Center, a state-run institution for adults with severe autism. Not long after she started, she began to witness a disturbing pattern of abuse of residents by other caregivers. She said that on repeated occasions, aides forced one young man to stay on a padded mat for hours on end.
When he would try to crawl off the mat or walk off the mat, or when he would act out in any way, they would hit him with a stick, a blue stick. It was like a child's instrument. I saw somebody step on his hands before to tell him to get back on the mat. I saw somebody bend his fingers back.
If he threw his plate, they didn't feed him. He weighed 87 pounds. Give me a break. I mean, you can't put two and two together.
Miss Maioriello secretly recorded a meeting with her superiors, detailing the abuse she witnessed.
I just went through, my whole story that I've seen, abuse. I've seen physical, verbal, all this abuse. These individuals are people. I don't understand, how you can allow this to go on and just say everything that I said is unsubstantiated. It was like it just fell on deaf ears again.
She says that she made the decision to record the interview out of frustration and in an effort to make sure that something would be done to stop the abuse.
Is it an assault to hit him with a stick?
Not seeing it, I couldn't answer that question.
Repetitively hitting a disabled individual with a stick, you can't answer the question if that's an assault.
Beating somebody like this with a stick.
Every time he moved off the mat, they would step on his hands, hit him with a towel, wrap up the towel and hit him with it, or hit him with a blue stick. Shift after shift after shift, he was hit with this stick by several employees. Is that an assault?
I don't think I can answer that question.
The stick episode was not the only abuse she said she witnessed and reported. Another incident began when two caregivers were eating takeout from McDonald's in front of residents, or consumers as they are known inside Heck.
There was one woman that lives there, and she has a compulsion over hamburgers. And they were teasing her with the hamburger and saying, "Do you want this? Well, you can't have it. Do you want it? Well, you can't have it." And she was getting, visibly upset over it. And then they went on to throw French fries on the floor and have the consumers go and eat the French fries off the floor. And when I asked them what they were doing, the response of one of the direct aides was, "We're playing fetch," and they both started laughing.
The experience haunted Miss Maioriello, who sought out the work because her son has a developmental disability.
It affected me greatly. I would just think of my own child and, God forbid he ever ended up in a place like that. I was told during one of my first few days on the job that I would do fine if I kept my eyes open and my mouth shut. Everybody told me to quit. That was, just quit, just leave. And I wanted to, but I also couldn't afford to just walk out of a state job.
After multiple meetings and submitting several handwritten reports, she grew frustrated by the lack of responsiveness on the part of her bosses.
I just feel that this is being taken very lightly, and maybe your explanation.
I can just tell you, nothing was taken lightly. That's why you were interviewed so many times. We put some very immediate protections in place. I can assure you wholeheartedly that this was not at all taken lightly.
Can you give me the detail of were the police involved or not?
I don't know without talking to counsel's office if that's something I can share specifically with you, but I will look into it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Because I think the police should be involved.
In the end, Miss Maioriello decided to go to the police on her own. It's unclear what protections were put in place at Heck. Citing an open investigation, the Office for People with Developmental Disabilities declined to share any information about the case. When the state was informed that the Times was in possession of Miss Maioriello's tape, the two superiors that she recorded were removed from their positions and reassigned. Ms. Maioriello no longer works for the state. She is now providing private hospice care and studying to become a nurse.
My regret from this is that I didn't do it right away. The abuse would never end. If someone didn't stand up and do what was right and give these people a voice that simply can't speak for themselves, and treat them like a human, like people, like the way we all want to be treated.